What the fuck?
Jay, bend over. Good evening, chocolatiers. Welcome back to Oktoberfest 2025, where we're diving into all kinds of horror classics and horror movies coming out now. So, this weekend, I watched Bone Lake. It's one of those films that sounds like it's going to be pure trash, and then halfway through you're like, wait a minute, why is this actually good? Basically, Bone Lake is a super raunchy, horny slasher that leans way more into the fun and weird side of horror than I really expected. It's wild, it's funny, it's sexy, and somehow it actually kind of works. So the movie opens up with this couple who rent an Airbnb near a lake, very Barbarian-like in the setup. They're hanging out, getting cozy, and then another couple shows up with the same exact code. Same booking, same everything. Instantly, this is where I was hooked, because it's awkward as hell. They decide that they're just going to stay together. And from there, you can already tell that something's off. Like, somebody's lying, somebody's not who they say they are, and that tension carries throughout the whole movie until you finally get that big twist at the end. You've got two couples, 4 characters, and a ton of secrets slowly bubbling up. Now, I went into this movie thinking that it'd be your standard slasher, lots of blood, lots of kills, screaming and running through the woods, but Bone Lake totally flips those expectations. It's got this goofy, stylish energy that reminds me of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies because it's self-aware, it's funny, and it's super bold in the tone. But what really surprised me is how Bleecker Street produced this. They're usually known for those smart dialogue-heavy dramas, like earlier this year, Riz Ahmed played in Relay, which I really enjoyed. And so for them to do the slasher like this, especially with this tone, I really didn't see that coming. Now, what makes Bone Lake really work, though, are the performances. Because this film thrives on mind games. You'll constantly be second-guessing who's telling the truth, who's sleeping with who's manipulating who. It's very messy in the best ways. Every time something happens, you're kind of like left thinking, wait, did I just see what I think I just saw? Or can I even trust this person? The story they're telling, is this true? And so that's the kind of tension that keeps you glued. And since it's really just these two couples the whole time, the actors carry this entire film on their backs. And luckily, they absolutely killed it. Now, I want to get into violence and gore a little bit because Bone Lake is not one of those high body count horror movies. Don't expect that. This isn't a Friday the 13th type of slasher where 10 or 15 people are dying, right? This is only 4 people total. This is 2 couples. And when the killing starts, it means something. The gore is great. It's, it feels like it's practical. I don't really know if they use practical effects, but it seems like they did. And it's really well done. It's not constant, but when it hits hard, it hits hard. The ending especially goes all out, and the tension finally snaps because the blood flows, and it's just pure chaos in the best ways. If there's one thing I wasn't totally sold on, it's the reason behind the killer's actions necessarily. It's a little goofy, a little out of there, but at the same time, not too far-fetched because this whole movie exists. Without spoiling too much, it's kind of wild, it's kind of stupid, it doesn't make total sense. Like, you'll understand what's happening, but you'll still be thinking, okay, but why are you doing this, though? And still, it fits the tone of the movie, though, because it's not meant to be super serious. It's meant to be a wild, sexy ride, and on that level, it totally delivers. Now, let's talk about it. Movie's horny as hell. Like, seriously, they turn the dial up to 11. There's a lot of nudity, a lot of sex scenes, and some of it gets pretty intense to the point where I actually caught myself thinking, I feel like an old man. I said, do we really need this much? But again, it does fit the movie's vibe. It's unapologetic, over the top, and it knows exactly what kind of movie it wants to be. So at the end of the day, Bone Lake is just a blast for me. It's exactly what I wanted from this movie, which was funny because I really wasn't wanting much. It's stylish, it's funny, it's messy, and surprisingly smart with how it plays its characters against each other. It's not perfect. The logic doesn't really make any sense fully as far as the background motivations for the characters, but it makes it lean heavy on the sex at times because it's entertaining. This was actually my favorite movie of the weekend that I watched out of the 3 that I watched, and watching it with a crowd made it even better. People were gasping, laughing, covering their eyes. It was the perfect movie theater experience. So Bone Lake totally surprised me, and with that, I'm going to give this film a 9 out of 10. It's one of my favorite slashers this year, one of my favorite horror movies. Like I said, even though it's not a high body count, even though it's kind of crazy and goofy, it's just fun. It's not going to reinvent the slasher genre, but it is absolutely one of the most fun, raunchy, stylish horror movies I've seen this year. If you love something, like I said, Barbarian, which is not, it doesn't go as far-fetched like that, but like bodies, stuff like that, you're definitely going to enjoy this movie. So with that, like, subscribe for more reviews. We're doing more movies Oktoberfest tomorrow. We're going into deep land. Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And with that, I hope that you guys enjoyed your weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying spooky season. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
This is an opportunity